Good morning, grade 12s. Today is the 7th of May, and this is your CAT lesson. Today, we are going to do some revision on access, and we are going to look at report grouping. Welcome to those that have just joined. Today, we are going to be doing a report grouping in access. This is revision. I will be going through all the sections that we find that the matrics often struggle in. So I will make sure that we cover all those necessary areas to make sure that you are fine for your exams. Okay. Okay. So what we have here is the report grouping. So quite often you've now done in Access, you've created your database and you even created queries so that you can draw some information from it, specific information. Say, for example, I'd like all the information about the grade 12s in CAT. So you can create a query. Also, you have learned how to create forms. So that is for the user, so that it's easier for the user to use it than trying to type in a database. And the last section was creating reports. Now, examples of reports could be your school report, it could be an invoice. There's a variety of things that you can use the report function for. But now specifically, especially if I've got large amounts of data and I'd like to group it in specific, have it display in specific groups. For example, I'd like all the grade 12 information displayed together, then the grade 11, then the grade 10. Then I'm going to use report grouping. Okay. Create a report using grouped data. The following example will help show you how to create a grouped report using Report Wizard. So remember I said to you, you are allowed to use the wizard for queries, for forms, and for reports. So especially if you're not too sure about the section and you don't want to waste time, use the wizard. The Report Wizard will assist you with creating a grouped report by presenting you with a series of questions and options. The report will then be generated based on the answers. Okay, so let us take a look. So we're going to work through guided activity 7.5. Lift this slightly. Okay. So to create a grouped report using the report wizard. So how do I get that? I open my Access database. Then at the top, before I try and open any of the tables or anything, I am going to go to the Create tab. And here you've already worked in all of these. You've learned how to design a table. You've done a query design, a form, and the report. So the one that we're going to focus on is this last one, the report wizard. So please open Access and the database GACT 7.5 school.accdb. Go to the report section of the Create tab and click on Report Wizard. It is possible, if you are well acquainted with reports and you know exactly what you want to do, you can go and design your own report. Okay. Select the table or query containing the data that you want to group from the table queries drop-down list. So as soon as I've clicked on the wizard, the first screen that is going to appear is this one. This one says, which fields do you want on your report? You can choose from more than one table or query. So simply by clicking on this drop-down, I'm going to quickly see if I can find that activity. Here we go. Okay, please remember that in your exams that you must enable content, because the databases and the data that we give you is often created in a different version. Okay, so I went on create, and then over here in the middle on the report group, I'm going to click on report wizard. Okay, so here the report wizard starts. It's going to say to me, which table would you like to work from? So I'm going to work from table helpers. Okay, so, and then as soon as, let's just quickly go to the different one. Do you see that the fields change depending on which table you are selecting? So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to select specific fields that I want to display in my report. I don't want to display all the information. Not everybody needs to see everything, okay? I just want to have certain information. So let's see what we need on ours. Okay, double click the data fields you want to include in the report and select the fields and make use of the add button, okay, to add the selected fields. Now, if I wanted all of the fields, I can simply just click on the double angle bracket, okay? That will take all my fields. But if I want just specific ones, I'm going to use the single angle bracket. And then say I've made a mistake, then I can use the back button to remove one. So you can add fields from another table by selecting the table from the table queries drop-down list as I stated. So I'm looking for surname, name, category, and hours. So surname, name, category, and hours. Okay, so I'm just going to show you, say for example, I clicked helper, but helper shouldn't be there. I can simply just send it back to my list. Okay, so there I have my selected fields. Then you're going to click on next. I'm just going to move this camera so that it's out of the way. Click next once you are finished adding all the fields. This will take you to the next window where you will be able to tell the wizard which field you want to group the data under. Okay, so it says here, do you want to add any groupings? Then you're going to say select and add the field you want to use to group the data. You can change the grouping intervals by clicking on group options and selecting intervals. Okay, so let's go over here, and we've selected our fields, and I'm going to click on next. Okay. Okay. This camera is going to be in the way the whole time. I think I'm just actually going to mute it so it's out of the way. Then, step 7. So I've clicked next. This will take you to a new screen. This is now the report where I want to, quite often I'm going to say to you, I want you to sort it alphabetically in grade, then surname, then subject. Okay, so you can add here multiple criteria for how it must be sorted. Okay, so select the field you want to use to sort the data from the drop-down list. Select the order you want to organize, so I can say ascending or descending. Okay, so let's try that. So the one that I want to sort it here is by name. Now immediately it activates the next one. I can choose here ascending or descending. I want it ascending, and I'm going to click on next. The next part that you're going to do is this is going to open your layout window. So you can decide, I'm actually going to show you in Access the different options. So if it's columnar, it's going to be based in columns. Do you see? If you want it tabular, then it looks like a table, almost like a newspaper. Okay. or I can place it in justified. Okay, so there I've got each field after each with a label, edit box, or label information and labeled like that. Okay, so we're just going to go for tabular, and I want it, let's just check, I want it in landscape. Okay, here this little checkbox says adjust the field width so all fields fit on the page. Now, if I don't tick that, say I have really big, wide fields, what will happen is going to cut off on the edges, and we don't want that. So instead of having to drag and shape and try and move things, you simply tick the checkbox and it will align it for you. Once you've done that, you're going to click Next. Okay. So select the layout of the table as well as the page orientation, and you're going to click Next. So type the title of the report in the space below. What title do you want for your report? Then you will click on Finish. Okay, so you will notice that the report generated by the report wizard looks much nicer than the report generated by the quick report function. So rather use the wizard because it looks at broader things. It will look at it at the alignment and grouping and everything like that. So rather stick to the wizard there than trying to do a quick report. Okay, so let's see here. I'm going to call it helpers 2 because I already have one. Helpers _2. And here, if I wanted to modify it, I could click on modify the report's design. Otherwise, I simply just keep it on preview the report, and I'm going to say finish. And shortly you will see it is going to generate your report. And there we have our report. Okay, so it's now categorized according to name. Okay, and it is in alphabetical order. Okay, so it's very, very easy. It's given me the name, surname, category, and the hours as I had requested. And it's very easy now to see exactly where we are. Okay, so something to know, you can sort the data by selecting Layout View and right-clicking the column that you want to use to sort the data. Okay, so you simply go to Layout and right-clicking on the column you want to use to sort the data, select Group On, choose your field name to finish the sorting. Okay, so let's see here. Okay, I'm going to, so I right click on my field, I say Layout View. Okay, now what I could actually do here is maybe make it a little shorter. Okay, if I felt it was too wide, let's see category. Category is quite big and it's only going to be a single digit. So do you see how I can go and adjust my fields? Okay. So even over here, I can shorten this. So it's up to you. In layout view, so also to go to, you can check here that there's the print preview. So print preview is going to give you an idea of what it's going to look like when you print it. Okay. That opens the print preview. When you are done, make sure that you, so I can choose portrait, landscape, columns. I can do my page setups here. And I can even email it. Instead of just printing it out, I can send it to an email and attach it as, add it as an attachment. Remember to close your print preview. Okay, and let's see what other information we have here. So this is the basic one. We will continue with this in the next lesson, where we add a few additional groupings and sorting specifically. Okay, Great. So that is basically all we have for today. And we will, so tomorrow what you're going to do for me is you are going to, if you've got access at home, remember LibreOffice, you can use Base. So use that and start building your database and pulling in your information. Now, don't go retyping all your information from your Excel. You're going to use if you see here, there's external data. You will click on the external data. Let's quickly go over there so I can show you. You will click on your external data and you are going to import from Excel. Okay, so you can import from Excel and then you can pull in your data you've already processed in your Excel spreadsheet into your database so that you don't have to go and retype everything. Just remember to add the first row as your headings. Okay, thank you very much, everyone. Today's a short lesson. I want you to go and practice this, and then next week we will carry on with Access. Have a great day, all of you. Have a great weekend, and I will speak to you again on Monday.